because I never want to say, hey, I'm a life coach. Oh, it's like therapy. Oh, it's like counseling. How to get started when you don't have a large following, when you don't have a website, when you don't have any customers. Like, hey girl, welcome back to a weekly FaceTime call with your girl. And today, girl, we're going to be talking about some juicy things. Let's jump right into the video. I didn't even want to waste any more time. If you clicked on this video, then you already know what it's about. So girl, we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to be I'm going to be walking you through from A to Z on this question that I get quite frequently on my videos, which is, how did I become a Christian life coach? And more specifically, I'm gonna tell you how I went from making $20 a day to 1K a day. So if that is something that you're interested in, then please continue watching the video. The very first thing, I have my notes here. The very first thing that I want to talk about is the foundation. And y'all know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I always make it a point to mention that the foundation of anything that you're trying to do needs to be right, because we are not building our house on quicksand. We are building our house on a solid foundation. And so we cannot lay the foundation because the foundation was already laid. Like Jesus said that the foundation is already laid. He has already laid the foundation for us so that we can build upon it. And so what does that actually mean? When you're doing this thing, or when you're doing anything, whether you're starting a business, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to just get peace in your life, whether you want to be a Christian life coach, like whatever it is that you want to do, you have to build on a solid foundation. And that foundation is Jesus Christ. And so when I talk about laying the foundation, or when I talk about the foundation of anything that you do in your life, and how do you build on the foundation? You abide in him. As it says in John 15:4, it says, abide in me and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine, no more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit, for without me ye can do nothing. Okay, ye can do nothing. This is what I'm talking about, the foundation. So the very first step, or the very first thing that we need to talk about when we're talking about how to become a Christian life coach, or just how to become an entrepreneur, a life coach in general, like we need to start with the foundation that is already laid, and that is Jesus Christ. Abide in him and him in you. And I'm telling you, the word is true and you will bear much fruit, because you know and I know that we can do nothing without him. So that's the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Next, we're gonna get into the actual technical hands-on steps. I'm gonna start from ground zero. We already laid the foundation, and now we're talking about how to build on that foundation. I started life coaching. I'll just give a little bit of my testimony. I started life coaching back in 2020. It was January of 2020, right before you know what. Okay, January 2020, I went on Fiverr, I made an account, and I posted my services up there. Basically, it wasn't a Christian life coach. It wasn't, only for women. I was putting myself out there as a personal growth coach. My very first coaching session, I was paid $20 per hour. And my very first session didn't get booked until I would say June or July of 2020. So about 6 months later, I got my first client. I went onto this website called Fiverr, which if you've never heard Fiverr is a freelance website where anybody can go onto Fiverr, set up an account, and they can offer their services as a freelancer. They have like all different categories. They have like graphic design. They have so many different categories now. But when I started in 2020, they did not have the category of life coaching. But girl, I did not let that stop me. So the very first thing that you are going to do, if you don't have any followers, if you don't have a large following, if you don't even know how to get started in life coaching, I would highly recommend starting on Fiverr. Go to fiverr.com, and then you're going to click on sign up for an account, and it's going to walk you through all of these steps. You're going to enter in all of your information. Then you are going to write out your, I guess they call it gig. I will have to post it put it on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about, but you are going to write out the product description, or you're going to write out your services, or you're going to write out the value that you're going to give, and you're also going to set your prices. Now, if you are just getting started as a beginner, I would highly recommend to keep your prices very, very, very low, because if you have never coached anybody, coaching, we're going to talk about this in a little bit later in the video, but coaching is not what the mass majority of people think that it is. There's a lot of misconceptions and myths about life coaching, and I'm going to talk about that towards the end of this video, but this is just showing you the platform of how to get started when you don't have a large following, when you don't have a website, when you don't have any customers. Like, Fiverr is going to do all of the marketing for you. All you have to do is position yourself and create your account and post your first gig. If you want me to make a part 2 on this, just let me know, girl, because there's literally so much I could go into, but I wanted to keep this very high level. I wanted to walk you through A to Z real quick. So once you've created your Fiverr account, you got your gig out there, the way that you view this is highly important. Like, your perspective needs to be that I'm just putting in the reps. I'm just getting used to the idea of coaching someone. I have never done this before. I am literally just building up my clientele. I'm learning the style of coaching that I like. I'm learning the clients that I want to serve. I'm getting the reps in. This is how I treated Fiverr. During the time when I first started, I was also working a 9-to-5. So I was working my 9-to-5, I was taking care of my daughter, and I was also taking clients on the side. And so that is how I was able to build up my clientele. Once I built up my clientele, I knew the type of people that I wanted to serve, and I started working with clients more on a long-term basis. Like, they weren't just buying 1-hour coaching sessions now. They were actually buying a whole package. So they would have 6 sessions at a time or 12 sessions at a time. Once you have your gig on Fiverr, you are taking clients more frequently, you are slowly increasing your prices, you're even attracting new clientele, then you want to switch all of your clients that you have. You can switch them over to your own website. But we're going to talk about website in a second. But it is very crucial that at this point, when you're thinking about switching over your clients to a website, that you also start thinking about how you're going to market your business, how you are going to attract new clients into your business, because this is so important. In the process, this is the thing that I would do differently. The thing that I would do differently is, as you are on Fiverr and you're building up your clientele, you want to start also simultaneously starting your social media platforms, whether that's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, what have you. I highly recommend YouTube. I just feel like YouTube is the best way to actually get real deep into the topics that you want to talk about and serve your community well. So if you are going to start with Fiverr, I would also be working on my YouTube simultaneously. Then as you build up your clientele, you want to start creating your own website. You want to start transferring over your clients to your own website. And I'm going to talk about the 2 websites that I highly recommend and I use to this very day. The very first website that I would highly recommend when you're first getting started is Shopify. I feel like this is very beginner friendly. And if you haven't heard Shopify before, girl, where have you been? Shopify is a website for entrepreneurs and businesses that want to serve and sell their products or services. It's not just for physical products. You can also sell your services on Shopify as well. And the reason why I say it is beginner friendly, because all of the coding, all of the work, all of the website, literally it's plug and play. Shopify is very beginner friendly because it's a low cost startup and everything is pretty much done for you. Like, you can really get your website up and going in a day. If you are just getting started and you do go the Shopify route, you are going to need some video hosting platform as well. I highly recommend Zoom. They also have a free version to Zoom that you can do your sessions, one-on-one sessions. The second website that I would highly recommend, and this is after you have the experience of coaching and you're making the money to sustain this website, the next website that I'm going to mention is Kajabi. Now, Kajabi, it's a bit more pricey, but it has everything from A to Z, all hosted in one platform. You don't need Zoom. There's literally so much you can do in Kajabi that I can't even name it all. So I would highly recommend joining Kajabi as you begin to grow and expand your coaching business. And if I didn't mention before, I use both Shopify and Kajabi today in my business. I just like them both for different reasons, because I don't just do life coaching. It's like I have digital products, you know, I have a membership site. So I feel like once I have Shopify and Kajabi, chef's kiss, girl, chef's kiss. So the next thing that I want to talk about is marketing your business. After you have switched all of your clients over to either Shopify or Kajabi, now the marketing is all on you. You're not relying on Fiverr to do all of your marketing. And so that's why it's so important to have your social media presence when you're on Fiverr, when you're building your clientele on Fiverr. You want to be building your social media presence as well simultaneously, so that when you transition over to your website, you already have an audience that you have curated. And when I think about marketing and sales, I'm telling you, in the beginning, it used to frighten me. It used to just make me uncomfortable, because I never want to say, hey, I'm a life coach. Hey, go buy my stuff. Hey, go buy my stuff. Like, no. The best ways to get sales is to provide content. The best way to get sales is to provide value that you're not getting paid for. Value with you expecting nothing in return. True, good, wholesome value. And people are going to subscribe, and people are going to click on your link, and people are going to really invest in what you're selling, because number one, you are actually providing value. You are actually caring about their needs. You are actually caring about how to solve their problem. When you provide content, when you provide value, people will start looking out for you. They will start searching you up. They will start searching and saying, okay, what do you have that I can buy? What do you have that I can benefit from? Because you're giving out free content, free value on YouTube. What does the paid content look like? What does the paid value look like? Because I must know, because you have absolutely, the things that you have said for free have absolutely impacted my life in some way. And so if you're trying to become a life coach, a Christian life coach, you need to show up on social media and provide value. One of the things that I talk about, I said that I started my coaching business, or started life coaching in 2020. How do I want to say this? Okay, so I did life coaching on Fiverr for a while, maybe about a year. And then life was just happening. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Life was just happening. I was going through a lot. Girl, I was going through it. I took a break from life coaching, and I just needed to take a step back from everything. I kind of just set life coaching to the side. And then as of recently, 2024, like, the Lord brought it back to me. I really got focused in on the community that I'm called to serve. And girl, like, when I tell you, when the Lord is your foundation and you're putting in the work, you're sowing the seeds, ooh, the effects of it was life-changing. I cannot even fully articulate what it has done for me. And so one of the reasons why I feel like I went from making $20 a day to 1K a day. So my 1K day was this year, 2024. I'm just so grateful, so thankful to the Lord for just bringing me through this process. But it ties into the next point that I'm going to share with you, which is develop yourself. So develop you as a person and develop your craft. And one of the ways to do this is read books. Read your books, buy courses, invest in yourself, because it is so worth it. One of the books that I would highly recommend, I will take a screenshot of it for you guys and post it on the screen so that you can see. This is the book that I read and it absolutely changed my mind, and I'm going to answer because it answered so many questions that I constantly get on this topic as far as life coaching. And the very first question that I always get is, do you need a certification? And if you do, where did you get your certification? Y'all, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. One of the main differences between life coaching and counseling, or life coaching and therapy, is that one is heavily regulated while the other is not heavily as regulated. And so what I mean by that is that you don't need a college degree, you don't need years of experience, you don't need a certification, you don't need that to get started. But I will say this, if you're a type of person that you have no idea the community that you're trying to serve, you don't know how to get your clients, you don't know how to do your website, you don't know how to coach, not just listening and giving advice, but seriously coaching people, getting a person from point A to point B. If you don't know how to do that, and here's the other caveat, you have the financial resources to invest to learn how to do that, then I would say go for a life coach certification, but do your own research. Do your own research. Now, did I go through a life certification program or anything like that? I did not. I just walked you through the step-by-step of everything that I did to grow and to become a Christian life coach. One of the things is that people have a big misconception of what life coaching is. A lot of people think that it's something similar to counseling, it's something similar to therapy, it's all of the things, but actually it is not. And so many people think that it's just like, oh, it's like therapy, oh, it's like counseling, oh, it's like this, oh, it's like that. Truly, life coaching at its core is life changing. There are people, the most successful people in this world, I'm talking about from Oprah to Jeff Bezos to Bill Gates, the most successful people that you know in our world have had life coaches. Why? Because life coaches serve a purpose that is greater than what people actually see on the surface. Especially if you book a life coach for a long period of time, like not just one off, like not just, session here, session there, like no. You really work with someone, they can transform your life. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I've experienced. I'm telling you what I've witnessed. What the Lord has allowed me to witness on this journey. Life coaching is life changing. Tying this all back together, like develop yourself as a person before you try to serve and pour into other people. Learn the craft. Be a student of the thing that you want to do. If you truly want to do this from the bottom of your heart and you feel that God is leading you in this industry, then you have to work on yourself. You have to invest in yourself. You have to read the books. You have to watch the courses. You have to work on yourself. So develop yourself, put the reps in, and I promise you, you will get there to the point where you absolutely love what you do. It is so fruitful. It is such a blessing. Like, yes, we can pray, we can ask God for clients, we can pray, we can ask God for all of these things, but at the same time, God wants to work in partnership with us. And so we have to put in some of the work. And so some of the work that we are putting in on a daily basis is the work that goes unnoticed, is the work that nobody sees, is the work that nobody is giving us praise for, but it's those seeds that are actually going to be planted and sprout up and bear fruit. And so if you have any questions, if you want me to go into more detail about any of the topics that I talked about in this video, or if you want to learn about group coaching, membership sites, girl, please drop that down below. If you want to learn about memberships, drop memberships down below in the comment section. I love you. I love you. I love you so much, and I will see you on my next video.